Hey everyone, it's Todd Gross. I am so happy to be here. This is live, and to prove it, it's 8:03 or 8:04-ish right now, Eastern time, and that is on Sunday night, Father's Day in the United States. Welcome to the FaceSwap by Genesis Synthesis. Genesis webinar. It's a party that we're going to have. It's a live launch party webinar, and it will begin very, very shortly. I just want you to know that I really am very, very humbled that you came. I know, FaceSwap is a funny kind of product. When I say funny, I mean at first glance, FaceSwap seems like it's a smoke and mirrors kind of like crazy product that's great for a pattern interrupt. In other words, it'll catch somebody's attention and say, oh, wow, and I'm going to put that in a Facebook ad, and that's what I'm going to do with it. And then you leave it from there. But it's so much more than that. You could do so much with something where you could change a face or you could change a background. And I'll be showing you all those things tonight during our webinar. I also have a whole mess of people on the team behind me. We have Oliver, of course, who's the product creator. I helped him create this, of course, and our beta testers have been helping us to create this. A wonderful group of people. I'd start naming names, but I'd miss too many. But I have to say that we've been doing beta testing on this with them for months now. And it really has been going great. They're having a blast. Before I even move to my next slide after this one, where I show you Oliver and I show you me, I just want to show you just one example that was made early on by our beta testers. Let me see if I could slide this down here. I bet you I can. I'll run it in QuickTime. And this, we really haven't started the webinar quite yet here, obviously. We're just kind of like warming up here, but I just have to show you this if I could find it. It's just too good. And then I'll take a roll call and see who's here. There we go. Yeah, I wanted you to see this one in particular. Okay, let me back that up a little bit. Shrink this down and then bring it across my screen. Now, I see everybody could see this guy right there, but watch the woman that comes up right after him, all right? Take a motion video and completely change who is it. You see what happens there? How this is an actual video showing somebody who's in a gym, and then when we play this, wouldn't you know it, she changes from that, of course, to her original look is that. Now that you can't really tell which is the original. In fact, I got tripped up just now when I was showing it to you. You can't tell which is the original and which face is the one that got swapped in this case. And that's usually the case when you do. I mean, we'll show you many, many, many more examples like that coming up over the course of the next hour to 2 hours. I'm really excited to show you so many more examples and how you could use them. We're also going to give you exclusive bonuses just for attending the webinar. Now, I went over the slideshow with one of my partners just moments ago, and I forgot to say, well, what are those exclusive bonuses? So I'm going to put Luann in charge, who's here too, later on in the webinar to explain what those bonuses are just for being here, but you'll get that. How's that sound? I'm going to put on my question answer box and see how y'all doing. Absolutely, and that's in the house. Edwin from New Jersey, Nashville, Columbia. That's funny. Nashville, I just drove through Tennessee and I started putting on country music. Utica, I have a place not far from you, Joseph, near Utica. I go over to Rome and then I go up, Tug Hill Plateau. Australia, Detroit, Seattle, Felicia. Is that my mother's name? Atlanta, West Palm Beach, Yorktown, Virginia. I know why my mother's here because we're going to show my father tonight for Father's Day. That's right. Not only that, but many of you have sent in photos of yourself or your dad or a relative, and I kind of got mixed up which one it was that you sent, but I've got, I think, about 10 of you guys that we're going to show some things, and I could show one right now. I'm going to show you the one that I think is absolutely the funniest. It's an actual image that we face swapped. It's not that one. It is, I'm looking on my other screen. There's a really funny one. Oh yeah, this is just too funny. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to slide it right in. That's the face swap, and you may recognize the guy on the right. That is actually David Hubbard. And for Father's Day, we changed David, and then we put me in there into his face. And to my shock, it actually worked. The only funny thing is he probably wanted some hair, and it didn't carry over. So he didn't get my hair, but he got my glasses, my smile. What do you think of that change? That was the one that shocked me the most. That actually made it look like me. I don't know. What do you think about that? Hilarious. We have a very funny Todd thing to show you later, and I'll do that again. And Face Swap by Synthesis. We're about to start our training and webinar about how to use content like this to make money as well. And we're actually going to go over the various ways, because the more we looked into it, the more we realized people are already kind of doing this. So what I'm going to do is just fill you up with some examples first before we do a demo. Then I'm going to go into the software itself, which is so darn easy to use, it's ridiculous. The only thing that comes up is sometimes a few images may not, or videos. Remember, you could do this with videos. Sometimes they don't necessarily come out exactly the way you want, and there's a little bit of trial and error. That's the limitation of the product by nature, because what you're taking is you're taking one image and putting into video face, or you're taking a background and bringing it over, and it's a little quirky like that sometimes, but it works most of the time really well. And it's just your results may not be exactly what you want. For instance, I'm going to show you in just a moment the first 5 for the Father's Day submissions that we got. And then I'm going to ask you guys to send me a picture. I may try to grab the picture on my computer and actually do a face swap in front of you later in the webinar. All right, so keep that in mind. If you have any really clear front-facing pictures of yourself, a relative, a friend, anybody you want, you may want to look on your computer, because I will probably ask you if you can send that to us, and then my team will somehow get that to me, or something, some way, and we may be able to show that later in the webinar. But for now, let me just go over the submissions that you already put in and show you some other examples as well. So as I show you the examples, I'm going to start to also, I'm going to start to show you how you would use that to monetize. Because even though this is, as I said, a fun product in itself, it's fun to use, it's fun to show your family, it's fun to create pattern interrupts, but it also is something that you can monetize really well. Okay, so let me take a couple of examples here. Let's see what we have. One of our partners is Cindy. Let me see if this is a good one on Cindy here. Open with QuickTime. So you won't be able to hear this that well. I don't have it set up so that you'll be able to, hear the audio very well. It's in another part of my desk. But you'll get the idea when I play this, that she is a marketer that is selling her products. And this is pretty old. Cindy continued to look better and better and better as she got older. So she's probably mortified that I'm showing this to you, because she looks different than this now. But we're also going to change her face anyway. So Cindy, don't worry about it. Okay, so in this case, I didn't even include the sound, but that is Cindy, and she is talking about her excellent product, Covert Commissions. Okay, now, what if you hired a spokesperson for your product, or if you hired a spokesperson for a local business, but you didn't want every time you go to another business to have the same actress doing it? This is the same exact video right here. That's Cindy A on the left. This is Cindy B on the right, looking a little bit clearer, because most of the time our face swaps improve the original, because we have such high quality on the faces that are being swapped in. So now I'm going to play that again. Again, it's without sound in this case. And it's the same exact, she's saying exactly the same thing. She's moving across the screen and it's not losing it. Notice that her face looks just as good. It's really outstanding. What do you think about that? How it didn't lose itself when she moved to the right and the left? Lee knows, Cindy. Yeah, you could use it for TikTok, sure. Okay, you think that's great? Oh, I can't repeat that, Lawrence. Holy SHIT, I just did. Looks real and believable. Yeah, it is not like some other products that have recently come out on the market where you're inside and you're playing with um, you know, avatars and you're changing the face of the avatar. It's not, you can do this with our human synthesis studio, which we'll talk about later, but this is actually videos that you would get off of Vimeo, or you could get it off of YouTube, or you could get it off your own, you may have them already. You could hire someone, or you could have a collection like we're going to give as a bonus collection of actresses and actors in various niches. And you could change their look. So what you're doing is you're increasing the number of media that you have, of visual media. Now, in doing so, you are just continuing to increase the number of assets that you have. And I'll go over that again as a point in a few minutes. But right now, for Dad's Day, let's see if I could get a picture of my dad here. Open with preview. He doesn't even know I'm doing this. Sometimes you can mix an actor and the results vary. There's a legal thing. You can't like show the actor on your webpage without permission. But when you put the actor in the face, it doesn't really look exactly like the actor anymore. You'd probably get away with it, but I'm not giving legal advice on this. But for the purpose of this webinar, my father is on the left, and he is really happy there because it's Thanksgiving and he loves to cook turkey. He's 93 years old. He works full time and he loves cooking things. He finds all the shortcuts. On the right, however, I took a picture of the older 007 Sean Connery himself and blended it into my father's face. And wouldn't you know it, there's a resemblance to Sean Connery, the British actor, right there. What is it? Shaken, not stirred, that turkey? I don't know. That's a Father's Day example by showing my own dad. Another example that I have for you, I think I have a video here that I could show you of using this as an asset. In fact, we've been using this inside Camtasia this evening, and it was something that we needed. I was playing with it. I just quickly grabbed it. We weren't finished with it, but this is an asset that we were using. And I said, well, let's output this so I could show folks the face change on the webinar tonight. So in this case, this is a video. It's not a still image. Watch closely about a third of the way through this video and about the 3-second mark. Watch what happens to her face. There. I'm going to stop that and play it back. I'm going to make that larger. Right here, we've gone from one ethnicity over to a completely different ethnicity. Now, why would you want to do that? It's not just for fun. You could have clients that need to test their products out to different ethnicities, different age groups, right? But what if you only have one piece of media that you got from a stock media company and you needed another piece of media, or your client needed another piece of media that appealed to a different ethnicity, right? And again, it's very smooth. And there it is. And then I repeat it right there so you can see it again. Now that's cool. I also want to show you some of these Father's Day submissions. I'm excited to show you. The first one I'm going to show you, and I hope you're on, is the one of Steve McKinnon. And I was having difficulty changing his face a little bit. I wasn't sure exactly why, but then I realized all of a sudden I was giving him something that he may want. And that was he started getting hair. So I was able to change Steve McCown, actually, Steve McCown. I was able to give the left is the original and the right is the face swapped. I made him younger. If you look closely on the eye, okay. And by the way, I have to admit I've been toying with something, and I'm being 100% serious about this. All right. It sounds a little silly, like I'd be doing this just for fun, but I am starting to consider it. I'm not exactly a young pup, even though I seem like one with this boundless energy, right? I was wondering if I could take some of my older pictures and blend it into my face to make myself look younger in my videos that I was putting out. I've done experiments all week with this, and the answer is a resounding yes. You could see an example of that here. If you look under Steve's left eye on the left-hand side, okay, right here. Take a look on the left side of his eye and under his eye on the left picture. And now take a look at his eye again on the right-hand side. Then look at him overall. On the left-hand side, he looks one age. On the right-hand side, he looks about 15. Well, how many years younger would you say he looks on the right? I'm just curious what you guys think. Yeah, 10 or 15 years younger on the right as opposed to the left. And I actually was able to do the same thing, 10 or 15 years younger on one of my videos just yesterday. I was really surprised. It didn't have flaws in it. I was expecting it to be flawed somehow. I'm thinking, well, I don't really want to show the wrong Todd. You know, I'm not going to start doing videos and always doing that. But I thought it was interesting that I could do that. And certainly that's one thing that you can do with these, I guess you could call them, as some of you are pointing out, deep fakes. Okay, let me take another one. This is a small change. I went towards an Asian look here from a non-Asian look, I believe. And this is Lorenzo. This was a another example of going a little younger and going a little bit towards Asian. There on the right side is the change. Left side's the original. It was a little bit of blurry picture, so it wasn't perfect, but you can see there that we did get a little bit younger on him as well. So we've changed twice. That's Lorenzo. And then Alan Bolton, I have one here. I'm going to take a look at that. Again, you sent me these. All right. There's a significant change here, and I'll show you where it is. At first glance, he doesn't look that different. Then you look and you say, wait a minute. Yeah, that's a different person. All right. On the left-hand side, Alan is his original self. On the right-hand side, another actor that comes within the software. All right. We come packed with these people that you're going to swap in. And I'll show you that in the demo in just a moment. We're absolutely packed with them. And on the right-hand side, there he is with less glare on his glasses. You could see his eyes more clearly. His mustache has changed in terms of its nature. The AI, you know, it must really struggle to figure out how to present itself, but it has so much built into the algorithm that what it does is just continues to look for the ways that it can most pleasantly show the change, you know, because it's a really nice change considering it had so much that it had to do here. It had to work with glare on glasses and other things. And I have to tell you, when you do videos, the glasses are not going to help on the original. It hurts. So you have to stay away as much as you can on videos with glasses, but on images, they sometimes work out pretty darn well. There's other changes here as well. His eyebrows are thicker because we put in somebody who had thicker eyebrows. And I'll show you when I do the demo how to do that. But notice there's no change to anything around him. You could swap out that background in the software if you wanted and have a completely different background, but the suit is unchanged. The tie is unchanged. Everything else is unchanged. It's just the face that changes. I just want to point that out to make sure that you're aware of that. And that's a cool one from Alan. I already showed you the David Hubbard one where he changed to me. And I have longtime friend of ours, Bob Rosen. I have one from him, and then I'll continue to move towards the demo. So let me just show you that. Bob was interesting. It wasn't the clearest shot in the world, but I was able to work with it and give him an ethnicity change a little bit more towards Asian. And that's him, the original on the left. And on the right, there he is again with the change in ethnicity. And yes, we've taken a few years off of him as well. Now, a lot of these, they're going to look younger. And the reason is because our set of faces. All right, I'll tell you something funny. I'll show it to you on the inside, and you'll see what the problem is, why I am having difficulty making people continue to look older. You'll see what I mean in a moment. I think we'll leave that as a surprise. So what do you guys think so far? Oh, Bob is here. Bob, you're quite welcome. Remind me to send that to you. Okay, secret. Instead of secret agent man, someone wrote secret Asian man. Okay, fantastic, good stuff, awesome technology. You will get how this gets IM in just a moment, Richard. In fact, you'll get it so much that you'll say, oh, of course. But believe me, it didn't dawn on me immediately either. Okay, so why don't I give a demo to you and you'll see, and I'll actually do the demo that is going to show you how this, and we go over a whole list of ways that you can monetize this, but how it helps you with IM is the very first thing I'll show you. So let me go into the software. I'm going to grab it from my other screen and slide it on over. Wait, let's do a pattern interrupt first. Here's the original. It's a cartoon. Oh my goodness, it's Baby Todd. That's just a pattern interrupt. Sort of like Baby Yoda, right? We love Baby Todd over in the office. You may recognize this. This is the one where we changed David Hubbard into me. All right. So FaceSwap is part of a suite of products under the Synthesis label. We're going to concentrate on two tonight. That is FaceSwap, but there's also, within what's called the sales funnel, there's the ability to get Human Synthesis Studio. And we'll do late in the presentation, we'll do a whole thing on that. But I want you to concentrate on FaceSwap right here for now. So what you do is you go into either an image FaceSwap or a video FaceSwap. I'll actually go to the hard stuff, which isn't hard, and go to video FaceSwap. And this is where I land. Now, I did that from the upper menu on the very top here, and this is my admin account, which I'm used to and where all my assets are. So forgive me if, there's a couple of things in here that you wouldn't see, but I just am more comfortable in here for the purpose of this demonstration. So please bear with me on that if something's just a little different than what you see. But the first thing that you do, and it's really easy, is you just browse for a video. So I'm going to go into my folder that I made earlier and hope that I came up with something really good to do. And let's see, I'm just randomly taking one. Well, since I have the auto one done, why don't I take the auto one? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. There's a woman who is a spokesperson. She's part of a collection. She happens to be part of a collection that I did with Matt Bush. We actually came out with easy spokespersons. And the point of those was to go to a business, right? And you say to the business, hey, auto dealer, I have a spokesperson for you. All right. I can actually have a spokesperson for you. And what she says in this video is, this is a great car dealer and we take care of you as customers. And boom, you actually can have her on the customer site, right? So let's say you have that collection and we're going to give you a collection of these as a bonus tonight. What is the problem with that? Can anybody guess what the intrinsic problem of having just one spokesperson when you go to a car dealer? What would you say is the intrinsic problem to that? Yeah, everyone looks the same, same. It's the same woman over and over again. You can't change ethnicity. Might be a bad fit. Oh, I see a lot of ethnicity answers. That is a very valid point. It's age and ethnicity, and you could change both with FaceSwap. So let's do that, and it's so easy to do. So you could either choose a face that you select and put in, like, please ignore the fact that I have actresses in here, but you could do that, or you can actually go to the database. So on the main product, you're allowed to put in two faces, all right? So you could put your own face in, or you could go to the business owner and say, hey, business owner, you could blend your face into the actor or actress, right? You could do that even with the main product that we have for you tonight, the base product. But you could do it with, you could put as many faces in as you want with some of our upgrades. But the point that I'm making is we have a database in there already, and that database allows you to filter. So you can pick the gender, and what I'm going to do is pick a female, right? And here's the thing. I said, remember I said there's something funny, and that's, watch this. When I click on elderly, look what they put for elderly. uh, you see this? Now, would you say these are? I must be a dinosaur if these people are elderly, because this woman here has to be like 15 years younger than me. So I found it very funny that that was listed as elderly. So I'm going to talk to Oliver and say, Oliver, I don't think we have enough older people in here, because when we blend these faces with people, it always pushes them down in age a little bit, which sounds like a pretty good thing, unless that's not your intention. So it's a fun problem to have, I'd say. And the last thing in the filter is we want to choose, in this case, let's say Asian. Um, and what I then do is well, we don't have elderly Asian. So I'll do all young adult or adult. We'll do adult Asian right there. Okay. So now what you do is you have a whole bunch of them in here. And I could just click on that, show more, show more, show more. Or I can actually just choose one of these right now. And I'm trying to find one that I've already used. So I could show you the actual output. Usually it works best if you want the change to be radical. It works best if you choose a similar face style, like oval face is what she has right here, rather than, let's say, a round face. When you combine round faces with oval faces, the AI does a pretty darn good job, but I still find it more comfortable. Like if this woman has an oval face here, then I'm looking at her mouth and her eyes. I want to match that if I can, but I don't have to. I mean, it will figure it out. So I'll just click this woman here, and then I have a choice between standard quality, or if you have one of our upgrades, you could go to high quality and could even render it in Ultra HD. Now, let me just tell you, standard quality is up to 720p. Everybody gets that. High quality is up to 1080p, depending on what you put in, and everyone gets that. And the Ultra HD is at least twice that. I think this is up to 4K, the Ultra HD, when you spit it out. All right, and then all you have to do from there, believe it or not, we're just about done. You just go down here and put in title, and then go back up here, and we're going to render it. The high quality looks better, but I don't want this render to take too long, so I'm going to go with standard quality. And depending on the traffic, it usually only takes a few minutes, but sometimes it'll take longer. I've had to wait upwards of 20 or 30 minutes on a busy day. And then I just click render, agree to the terms, then it throws you back into your actual, all right, so you see it says 9 minutes. It's pretty accurate. It's going to be about 10 minutes. And remember, I said put in title. So then in 9 minutes, we will get that video outputted. It's that easy. And once that video is output, if we want, we could just swap out the background and we could put in a car dealer. Now that means I could put in one car dealership, right, for one actress. And then for our new actress, I could go and put in another car dealership. Well, of course, I've already done that with this particular actress, and I may have been smart enough to actually been able to show that to you. So let me see if I can find it. And I think I did. And this answers the question you asked a moment ago. What does this have to do with IM? So instead of showing you the original actress, here's one change I made to her. That is not the original. It's an even better version because I did that in high quality, Ultra HD. The original wasn't. And believe it or not, the software has a face sharpening feature where it actually increases the resolution up of the original to match what we're putting into it. So this is now my Caucasian version of that actress. Let's see, I will play it.
Are you in the market for a vehicle? As the area's #1 dealership, we're built on customer satisfaction and are committed to providing quality vehicles at an affordable price.
Okay, so now you go to the business, another business, and you say, you know, I'd like to have a spokesperson on your website for you. You don't have one, you're not standing out at all. It just says car dealer. Wouldn't it be great if you had a spokesperson on your website for the car dealership? Of course, there's all different kinds of businesses. The car dealers are kind of big and they probably, a lot of them may think that they don't need it anyway. But other businesses that are a little smaller would love to stand out compared to the next guy. Well, now you go to somebody else, and aren't you feeling a little sheepish since the other one is in a different kind of neighborhood, or the other one is, you don't want to show the exact same actress? Well, let me call up the second version of this. And all I did is exactly what you saw me do in the demo just moments ago. There's no difference at all from what I did just moments ago to produce a video like I'm going to show you right now. Different look completely in terms of her face. Different background completely with the new car dealership.
Are you in the market for a vehicle? As the area's #1 dealership, we're built on customer satisfaction and are committed to providing quality vehicles at an affordable price.
Now, I have to tell you, my microphone is nowhere near the speaker. Usually I put it right next to the speaker, and I have to figure out a way to do that. So you're not really hearing it, but you're seeing it, and it looks pretty darn good. It looks better than the original. I'm not sure I put the original in here to show you. I may have. Let me see. What is this? I may have. Yeah, I think I did. All right. And this was the original. All right. So you could see the original is this.
Are you in the market for a vehicle? As the area's #1 dealership.
And then this is with the new face here. One of the new faces.
We would love to help you. Our staff can also assist you with different.
And this is the other Caucasian woman. And the way I did that was I took a really light Caucasian woman, young, and I put her into that original, and I came up with this. So I made a very similar looking gal to the first one, but I increased the resolution with our Ultra HD that's available to those of you that buy, I think it's the Pro, which is one of the upgrades.
Is #1 dealership. We're built on customer satisfaction and are committed to providing quality vehicles at an affordable price.
Now, do we have any questions so far on how you could utilize that technique? Go to a business and show them something fresh like that. Yeah, we use the original voice, Gene. Yes, we don't change the voice at all. Yeah, you could save a lot of money like that because now you don't have to go out and hire another spokesperson, right? And then the new car dealer, this could be in a different part of town or in a different city. Like we have Latino, we could go into, let's say, Southwest Texas. There may be a car dealer there, and we may require a Latino to just, be more identifiable. And I'm not sure if this was Latino or Asian that I did right here, but my point is you could see that you could change ethnicity and you can mature this woman. We can make her look a lot older if we want as well. Okay, so that's my car dealer example. I'm getting a little All right, so here are the ways you can make money other than what I showed you. So you could use content creation for your own business. So what are you looking at right here? You're looking at our Camtasia. All right, and inside Camtasia, what we have actually there is the need for assets, video assets. How many people here, give me a one, if you have looked for stock videos, stock media, purchased a collection of stock videos or stock media, just put a one in the chat box if you've ever done that. Oh my goodness. We just had like 300 ones. All right, so here's the point. When you get them, you often have to pay for them. And if you want one that's really good, you often have to pay a lot for just one. If it's a video, something like $50. You can take that and you can change that for the videos that you make. Now, let me explain something. Half of the people that are here tonight, or almost half, probably a little more than half, are video oriented. And that's how you've discovered me over the years, because I've been on the front cutting edge of new things that are coming out in terms of video software. I've always kind of led you through this. And I know that most of you use media for your videos. So this, of course, multiplies it. All right. It vastly multiplies the assets that you have. So if you start with a group of assets or you get one special, very special video, you could swap out the backgrounds without green screen, which I'll show you later. Okay, you could swap that out, and you could also swap the face out on images, and you don't have to limit it, believe it or not, to just one person. You could change multiple people's faces in the videos, multiple people's faces in the images. And I can actually show you that in an example that I have ready right now. Watch closely about halfway through this video and about the 4 or 5 second mark. Oh my goodness, the one on the left really changed. They both changed a lot. Where it says swapped, I'm going to run that again. Where it says swapped, they changed radically. The one on the left caught my attention as changing the most. Watch again. Wow. Yeah, she's changed radically. I think someone said Asian. I think it's more of a Latino look right there. From that, I mean, really, that's a complete ethnicity change on both of them, really. I mean, this girl, I would say if I don't mean to offend anyone, but if I was to say what the change was, I'd say this change is towards Latino, and this change here is from goes more towards Philippines type, from maybe China. But I'm not an expert on that. Voices maybe I'm an expert on, but not that. But I'm just trying to be realistic in terms of what the changes are. So, and then of course we have this coming up from before. All right. So that's one thing that you can do is have all different kinds of assets. In fact, if you've got a collection of assets that you've purchased and you have the rights to resell those assets, you can now sell the assets that are completely different. There's some gray area there. You should know what you're doing, make sure you're not violating anything. But I discussed this with my team, and we feel that you could get a business going in selling stock media. So the number one thing that you can do is, let's see, we mentioned going to businesses and selling the people, the spokespersons. I may quiz you on this later. And the second thing is assets for your videos. And that's not exactly internet marketing, that's video work. A lot of people here are not looking to make money with this. You're looking to have those assets. But the third way is to sell those assets. Okay, there's more ways to make money with this. The more we looked into it, it just got crazier and crazier, as a matter of fact. We already mentioned this one, sell your FaceSwap services to businesses, and there's the car dealership one. You may, if you're astute, you'll notice this is a different woman right here than the one that I changed to. This is the original. I swapped out the background. This is the changed in front of the new car dealership, but it's not the same woman that I showed you moments ago. It's a different swap. I mean, they're all this woman, basically. I mean, she's the original. She's the OG. There's another thing you could do with it, and I mentioned this, and just the low price of this alone, just to get a pattern interrupt, to create viral media or to make, a crazy impression. Here's someone that swapped faces with their son. So the father is on the right, and he put his face into the son on the left, and the son is on the left, and we put his face into the father on the right. Isn't that funny? Crazy people. That's a hoot. You're right. Thank you, Tamara. Oh my goodness. I'm supposed to play Baby Todd for you. Yeah, the pattern interrupt is when you do something crazy, you put it in, let's say, a Facebook ad just to get people to stop what they're doing. Ah, he's wearing glasses. I wish I had Baby Yoda here. You know what's ironic? I was talking about, many of you are aware there's this series, Man Does Something, where there's a Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda keeps getting captured, and the idea is to rescue him and save little Baby Yoda from the evil forces, the Empire. And wouldn't you know it, at the very end of the last season, I think it was the last season, yeah, it was, they did a deep fake on Mark Hamill from Star Wars. How many of you, give me a 1 in the chat box if you saw the new Mark Hamill, which is really the old Mark Hamill, but they did the face swap. Yeah, a bunch of you saw that episode. Oh, wait a minute. Anthony really liked that episode. He gave a bunch. Oh, and Mark says it was awesome. So here's the story. So Baby Yoda is rescued at the end, finally, after so many years of waiting for Baby Yoda to stop being captured by the Empire. Now Mark Hamill from Star Wars, the young Mark Hamill from 1977, comes strolling on stage in 2021 or 2022. I'm not sure when it aired. And wouldn't you know it, he strolls in and rescues Baby Yoda. Well, they did a deep fake on his face so that it looked like the original. I think they just recreated him, but it was his voice. So it was just funny because here's Baby Todd, and it reminded me of that episode because I've seen that episode very recently. And don't worry, yes, we're getting to our offer in just a moment so I can get you guys in and purchasing this, but I want to tell you everything that you'd get because there's so much more to this. And the other thing that you can do with this to make money is you can offer market testing services, or for your services, you can test the market. You could change ethnicity like the woman on the left, or you could change age groups and ethnicity like the one on the right. The one on the right is very interesting because it's a younger woman on the left and then an older woman on the right. I'm not sure which way this went. I'm not sure if we made her younger or if we made her older. I was under the impression it goes from left to right, but I'm just trying to think of where we had somebody old enough to make her look that much older on the right. I'm not sure, but I could check with our beta testers because they actually did these. I've done a bunch of them that you've seen today, and the beta testers did a bunch of them, etc. The other thing you could do with it, and there's so many ways to make money with this, it's ridiculous. I mean, you could just have fun with it, right? And it's worth it. Just to have fun with like a toy. But you could also get unlimited talent. Now, we just put this slide up, this graphic up for you to to make the point of unlimited talent. But what I really mean is you could take one person and make them into a whole bunch of people. But you also can go on something like TikTok and have a whole bunch of different looks and appeal to different people that way with those fun TikTok videos. And wouldn't you know it? And by the way, TikTok's some serious marketing going on there. You hang out there long enough, you start running into the marketing angle. And you could be somebody that's trying to be an influencer or just make some affiliate commissions through getting yourself out there on TikTok. And you can actually be somebody else if you want. You don't have to necessarily be yourself. You could be a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of accounts if you want. It's really interesting how you can do that. Perhaps one of the most interesting ways to make money from this, though, is what's already going on Fiverr and Upwork and also on YouTube. I don't think we showed the graphic of what's going on YouTube. So there's a big demand for this whole idea of actually doing face swaps, and they go viral. So on YouTube, for instance, there's one with 6 million hits. There's a YouTube video where somebody did stuff like we're doing tonight, and it got 6 million hits. But there's actually already people looking and offering their services on both Fiverr and Upwork. As you can see right here, I will face swap or head change or photo editing in Photoshop. And they're doing the swapping with Photoshop for people individually. Now, in that case, you could take actors and blend the actor faces in. And perhaps later tonight, we'll try that. It's for fun. Brad Pitt is fun to work with as an actor because his face seems to apply to everybody for some reason. And people are looking for that. And you could provide that at a lower cost because you're not going to sweat in Photoshop to do it, right? And then we have one here. You will get realistic face swap, head change, or face replace. But what's interesting is if you look really closely, you see 64 reviews on this one. This one has 640 reviews. Never mind how many times this guy has done it. Just in terms of the number of reviews he got 640. We are giving away as a bonus tonight the templates for you to do this very thing on Fiverr and Upwork. Now, did I answer the question that was asked earlier on how to, I hope I did, on how you could monetize this? Because again, I'm not just into IM. I'm not into just making money. That's not my main thing. Part of it is for videos, right? It's to help you with getting assets for your videos. That's my thing. But part of it is how you can monetize it. Okay, I just want to see your answers. Big time saver. I want to become Steph Curry. Yeah, the background could be swapped out, Shane. Someone's asking about how to get to the chat window, but you were able to find the question answer box. This is phenomenal, says Lee. Will this be a one? Yeah, this is going to be a one-time thing, and it's going to be low cost. This is not one of those webinars where we're going on and we're saying, oh, you're going to get this whole thing and it's going to cost hundreds of dollars. That's not what this is tonight. You're here, we're having fun. It's like a party. We're changing people's faces. I'm going to show you more examples of that in a moment.
Todd, may I interrupt here for just a second? Several people have mentioned that the video is a little glitchy or that the lips are not syncing with the audio.
GoToWebinar.
That is due to GoToWebinar. That's not due to this product. So please do keep that in mind. It's just showing video on GoToWebinar. It happens.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, some folks may ask why we use GoToWebinar. First of all, I got in really early and I have a great deal with them, but mostly because you're used to it and I'm used to it in terms of the answering the questions and that sort of thing and all the controls. And I could do a webinar more smoothly there. And it's a general standard. So even though there are other options, that's why I usually use GoToWebinar, to be quite. I have a really good, I should show these in order. Okay, I'm going to show these in order. So this is more Father's Day ones. This is Joe Dorner. Now, there's no difference in his face here, okay? What I wanted to do was, I thought the background, the first one that's on the upper, the number one is the top. I thought it was boring. I wanted to just show how you could swap out in our software a boardroom look. So the top one, it's just him. The bottom one, he looks like retired CEO or somebody, he looks like a CEO that just doesn't care anymore. He does because he has so much money already. I mean, it's just a complete different look, and that was without green screen. So I wanted to show you that. One of the ones that shocked me was how much younger I was able to make somebody without even thinking about it. I wasn't intentionally trying to do this. Okay, this is Iwan Trisna on the left, and look at the image on the right, how much younger. Left and right, wrinkles gone. Look around the mouth, the wrinkles gone, right? I mean, you're good looking on the left as it is, but then on the right, you're just like, it looks literally like this was you 25 years ago. I mean, it's just uncanny. It may even be more than that. I mean, that's just an uncanny change, I thought. All right, there was something else I wanted to show you in here, and then I'll show more Father's Day ones later. Oh, Andrew Jackson gets a facelift with Todd's glasses. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can whiten teeth actually, Donna. Oh no. That's if they become younger, do they still have to pay taxes? Or no, they have to pay taxes again. No, that's funny. Okay. I'm gonna turn that one off. That was some more fun examples. Let me tell you what we've got for you tonight. The base product that I've been talking about that's very, very low cost. You could face swap any face or image and any video up to 30 seconds with 720p resolution. But very few people will end up getting that, even though it's the lowest cost, because just a few dollars more, you could get the commercial version that allows you to use for businesses. And it gives you more credits to use. The credits refresh every month, and therefore you aren't limited. You do have unlimited credits over the course of time, but you just have to not use them all at once. There is a way to get unlimited all at once. We'll talk about that later. You can remove the backgrounds without green screen. It works almost every time. A couple of them, they'll sometimes chop off a leg or something, and you have to pick a different image. But it's both on images and videos that you can remove the background. You saw me do that, as a matter of fact. I took one car dealer, one of those car dealer ones that I showed you before was actually with one of the car dealers removed. It wasn't that I started from blue on both. I actually took one car dealer, took it out, and put the other car dealership behind her on the second. I didn't even have to go back to the original where it was cleaner and it was just blue behind her. And you can upload two of your own face or two faces. If you went to a business, you could actually say, hey, business owner, how about your face in this actor? Or if it's a woman business owner, how about your face in this actress? And sometimes the actress that you've picked will be appropriate to that person. Or you could pick a stock media of something that looks kind of like that person to begin with a little bit, and then you could put the face in and have them be themselves. FaceSwap Pro is also available, and I'll talk about the prices of all these. They're all low cost in just a moment. It's unlimited AI faces, so that the faces that you put in, and I'll do a demo again in a few minutes, but I don't want to hold you guys up. That database that I used where I selected those faces, those can go from 50 to unlimited if you get the Pro. All right. Unlimited faces for you to upload as well. So you go to Pexels or Pixabay and you start downloading faces that you're allowed to use. You could upload those right into the system. And then you could use those faces. And if you follow my best use guidelines, you'll pick the right faces to be able to do it. And you can unlock the premium base stock media. Now, what I mean by that is you have to start with a face, right? You have to start with a video. It's 250 of them that we give you with this, of each 250 videos, 250 images. That's at last check. This has been changing, but it's going to be at least 250. So that's what you start with as a base that you're going to swap the faces into. So you have unlimited faces that you can put into those. Does everyone understand the difference between when I say base, what I mean? I just want to make sure you understand what I mean. That's not lots of work at all. It's easy. You just upload a video and then you put another one in. It's like so easy. I've been playing with this for weeks, and I do this upside down in bed. I really do on my laptop, and it's just a blast. It's really, really easy to do. I don't make that up. I'm not a good person when it comes to software. I never learned Adobe Premiere, and I should have. I'm still using Camtasia, which is great, but I should have learned stuff like that because I just don't want to learn it. This I picked up and I started using in 2 seconds. The enterprise version that we're going to offer you as well, and you'll see all these when you go to the sales page in a moment, and you're going to get a big coupon, by the way. Oh my goodness. Up to 3-minute long videos instead of 30 seconds. Now, you could make several 30-second videos to begin with, right? But you don't want to blow through it too quick. And a 30-second video is long, but it's not really long. So it's up to medium. It's good for something like TikTok, but 3-minute long videos, and you can render in up to 1080p full HD quality. Why did I say up to? Well, first of all, I said that because it depends on what you put into it originally in terms of the quality. It's only going to go up to the quality of what you start with. So if you start with something that you're, putting in that isn't already 1080p, then it can't really come out to truly be 1080p. I mean, it may be the right size, but it won't really truly be 1080p resolution. Face swap multiple faces in a single image or video. I showed you that. Remember I showed you that? I didn't realize that's one of the upgrades. So you could do multiple faces in a single image or a video. You could take 2, 3, 4. In fact, there's a little thing in my best practices video where I warn you that sometimes if you're too close on the face, it may think the eyes are different people. So you don't want to be too close on the face. If you're too far away and there's a lot of things going on in the background, it may think the little things in the background are faces. So you have to be careful because when you have the multiple, it automatically searches for multiple in both images and videos, but especially in images, you could see where it's doing that. It actually draws a little red box. I'll show you that in a demo later, hopefully. But I did do a demo video for this that you'll see on the sales page as well. You also get priority rendering status with the enterprise upgrade, no media auto removal. That means it stays there, and 24/7 tech support. That is what we call upgrade number 2. Did somebody call me just now? Or was I hearing things? Because I was hearing things. Face Swap Agency Unlimited is the next thing that we're offering, and that is something you asked us for, the beta testers asked us for, and previous products you've asked us for, and that gives you 5 sub-user accounts, but we're allowing you to sell them. You could sell them, or you could use them for family members, other workers, virtual assistants, whatever you'd like. Sub-user accounts include the commercial license, and you get unlimited credits, not just for you, but you get unlimited credits for all of your sub-users. So that's going to be a big upgrade if you really want to go out there and you want to do stuff with this. It just opens the door. And the final thing, which is going to require a lot of explaining, but it's the coolest thing in the world, and I'll show you a brief demo and a longer demo later, is for those of you that don't have Human Synthesis Studio, which is under the same umbrella of products, you're able to change what we call humatars, the real humans that act as avatars on the inside, that you can make the videos with the text-to-speech and all that. I'll show you a little demo of that, and you'll understand why it is so desirable. But what's interesting is you could also swap their faces in about a week. That we haven't, I don't think, finalized the actual connection to that yet, but in about a week, that connection will be made. You could swap their faces as well so that you have unlimited humitars all of a sudden. Those that have talking faces, which is a previous product of ours, know how that is done. Hey, you could swap the faces of the humitars in there. But Human Synthesis Studio, I'll give you a little demo now, and then a much bigger demo later in the broadcast tonight, in our webinar tonight, so that you'll be able to get an idea of what that's about. So that is pretty exciting for me, because I know what a great product that is. And for those of you that don't have it, it will freak you out how good it is. Just to tell you what that includes, it includes real human actors across absolutely dozens of different demographics, dozens of niches in which you could simply type and make them say what you want with a multitude of extremely high quality text-to-speech voices to choose from. When I say high quality text-to-speech, I'm talking about some of the voices that we've just recently put in there are some of the best in the world, not by a little margin, but by a huge margin, where they sound so authentic that you could sell them on Fiverr and not tell them that it's text-to-speech. It's that good. It's better than anything out there. And that's what you'll be using with those humitars. And then it also gives you the pro version of that, which is unlocking 65 more humitars at different outfits, dozens of niches, 30 more human voices, and it also gives you the enterprise version where you could use any of the recorded voice, the 200 niche templates, and get VIP rendering status. But those of you that don't know about this to begin with would probably like a little demo. I'm going to do something real brief because I know that you want to move on. So let me just briefly show you that, since you will run into that into the so-called sales funnel, and that's the end of the sales funnel, don't worry. And I'll show you that right now. Just briefly what I'm talking about. So inside the synthesis products, the umbrella of products is something called HSS, or Human Synthesis Studio. And I'm going to take a look at the output here, what we have. Oh, I did this for Presentar, as a matter of fact. Let's see. I'm actually going to download something that's in here right now, so you can see an example. Okay, here's an example. So it has a connection so that you could take up to 12 slides. You can make up to 12 slides, which is one of the bonuses we're giving you for that. So this could change 12 times, meaning you could go up to 12 minutes long. And then we have the humitar. It's a real human being, okay? And you can also put this, in front of anything. It could be any image or PDF or Presentar. And then starting a week from now, you'll also be able to change his face.
Hey, Todd. Okay, so here's the story. Human Synthesis Studio owners who pick up Presenter today will also get my flawless voice in their account. I am currently the best text-to-speech on Earth, and part of Todd and Oliver's new flawless human voice collection, which has...
Yeah, if you get Human Synthesis Studio, begin to tap into our new flawless human voice collection before it even comes out. We're offering it to you, parts of it. So that's what you just heard, and I know it was muffled because the mic's not right there. But it's so good. I'm going to put the microphone so you could hear that. I'm going to put the microphone up to it. Here we go.
Okay, so here's the story. Human Synthesis Studio owners who pick up Presenter today will also get my flawless voice in their account. I am currently the best text-to-speech on Earth, and part of Todd and Oliver's new flawless human voice collection.
How many people can believe that I typed that the person just said that? Did you just hear that? Yeah, he's not modest, Delphine. Oh my goodness. Yeah, most of you already have that, but those of you that don't, that's also in the sales funnel. I want to let you know about that. And the way you make these, I'll just briefly show you. Human Synthesis Studio, you just go in, you select your humitar. So you have a collection of these human avatars that are real humans, and they act kind of like avatars, but they're better. And then now you'll be able to change their face. I've heard there's another product on the market that does that, where you could go in and you could change their face on some of these things, but this, of course, is meshed up with our humitars, which are real humans, and it's also meshed up with the voices, which are real humans, which is just outstanding. All right, I won't hold you up. I'm sorry. One more giveaway, and then I'll tell you the bonuses, and I'll get you right there to the page to get this, and I'll give away even more after that, several more. All right? Next giveaway. What kind of question should I ask here? Ah! Who was the person that I said was recreated in that Baby Yoda series? 10 seconds. Who was the person that I said was recreated in a deep fake similar to what we're doing in the Baby Yoda Mandalorian episodes? Random. No, Norman, it wasn't me. Random again. All right. All right. You know what? The right answer, Mark Hamill or Luke would have been fine as well. It's Stephen Magleby. Stephen, congratulations. Your purchase today, which you'll be able to make in just a moment, completely refunded for the front end or base product. And that is, as you're going to see, a great deal that you're going to get. You won't have to pay for that at all. And you are going to just write to your green screen guy at gmail.com. That's me. I'm your green screen guy. In fact, I promised I'd show myself tonight because I'm wearing green. Hold on. Let me get my thing here over there. Let me turn on my camera. I'm not sure if you could see me. You may be able to see me. If so, hi. I'm wearing green on green because I'm the green screen guy. I don't see my own camera, but hi, if you see me, there I am. Do you guys see me? You do see me.
Yes, we can see you.
Oh my goodness. I hope I look okay. Okay, so I'll turn that off. That's probably too much Todd. They used to say it's too much Todd because I do all the voiceovers and all the videos and everything. Too much Todd. I'm the older version. Yes, Bill. All right. I told you it'd be like a party tonight. Okay, so now we're going to give away. We did the giveaway. You won. And now the bonuses for when you purchase are these. The custom Fiverr and Upwork gig templates. So you can just use those templates, post it on Fiverr, and get people to purchase from you these deep fakes. Bonuses when you purchase include the FaceSwap Super HD, or in other words, up to 1080p, for image outputs. We're not going to do that as a bonus for videos, but for images, we're going to do something that Oliver didn't originally want to do because of a technical thing. We made like a little error. We said, well, why don't we give that to people since we mentioned that somewhere else? So you get up to 1080p as a bonus. You also get my best practices video and guide to avoid certain problems. For instance, being too close on your images is a problem, or there's sometimes some other issues that you run into here and there. Like I mentioned how to avoid, having those problems ahead of time so you won't be hung up with too much trial and error. And this is really, really important. Remember, I'm going to show it to you. You're going to get this auto dealer one that I showed you and 11 more of this woman right here and other actors and actresses in 12 niches to get you started in case you don't have spokespeople videos for you to change, for you to go to various different businesses. And we're going to actually give you a collection of them. My staff, or should I say my partners, actually have a list of which niches they are, and hopefully they have it handy somewhere. We will give that to you later. So keep that in mind. You actually get these to sell, and you could change them to as many as you'd like, right? Because you could change their faces like I did right in front of your eyes. You saw how many did. I showed you at least 3 versions, maybe 4 of this woman. You'll actually get that as a bonus. You also get, yeah, there it is. There's her going to the new woman. That's not the one that I actually showed in the example. That's the other woman, which is even more dramatic. I think that's so incredible. Okay, so there's that. And then we have more bonuses. We have Facebook and Google Ad Canva templates. So Canva, of course, free off the web. There is an upgraded version, but if you don't have Canva, everybody should have that in their arsenal for image creation and manipulation. And you get Facebook and Google Ad Canva templates so that you can advertise your FaceSwap services, right, on Facebook and on Google. And webinar exclusive bonuses just for being here tonight and purchasing. You'll also get the high paying clients acquisition cheat sheet, over 150 free online marketing tools, personal branding secrets in 2022, over 400 words to transform your marketing strategy, power words, and influencer scripts, how to reach out to influencers. You get that too. And I'm going to do that giveaway right after we get, I'm going to save that one, that next giveaway, because a lot of folks, can't hang on all night. Everything you get, of course, that you can get, it's not all in one package. You're going to go in and see how inexpensive this is, and you're going to snap it up, all right, because it's so inexpensive. You don't have to get the other ones. I obviously recommend that you do get as much as you can based on your needs, like the Pro, the Enterprise, the Agency, which you guys asked for. And if you don't have Human Synthesis Studio, the unlimited version is here for you tonight. And you get all those bonuses on the right as well. I'll throw this slide up later as well, but I want you to go to this link right now. It's faceswap.live/now, small NOW. faceswap.live/now and use this coupon for $15 off the commercial version of the product, which means, remember, that means you get more stuff and you could use it for companies. And the price, yeah, I think it's only $47 with it. And then you put the coupon on, that's $32. This is like dinner. This is dinner, right? A dinner out costs $32 for 2, and sometimes way more than that. And that's what you could get this fun but productive product for, that you could also make money with in so many different ways. Not $500, $32 if you use the coupon. Now, this coupon's good tonight and tomorrow at our webinar at 10 in the morning. Then tomorrow it goes up. The coupon goes down. The price ends up going up. Okay? So you want to do this now. Go to faceswap.live/now right now and grab this. And those of you that purchase, by the way, we're handing out a whole bunch more free copies, but you don't have to wait because we're compensating you for what you're purchasing right now. So I'm going to continue going on and on and on with these free giveaways. Isn't that exciting? When you go through there, I know it gets confusing because you go in and I'm talking and you're trying to pay attention to my video that's in there. So it gets a little confusing. So you take your time and figure out which offer is right for you when you're inside. We're not offering what you have come to know as a bundle. We didn't think that would be right because so many of you already have Human Synthesis Studio. We didn't want to force you to get it again, that sort of thing. We want you to go and pick, in this case, what is right for you. But the one thing you should get, everyone here tonight, without exception, because it's too much fun not to, and it costs too little, is that basic product at faceswap.live/now. You can't just take a video and change their face on that. Okay, a lot of people are in, but PayPal is stuck. I'll tell you why some of you are having trouble. Because you're doing a great job. You took my advice and everybody's going in and purchasing this at the same time, which means just be a little more patient while I give out another free copy. All right, I got to think of a question. Okay, I'm going all the way to the beginning of the webinar. We're going to reward those that have been here the whole time. All right, why don't I do that? So I'm going to the beginning of the webinar, and those that got here early, all right, I think should be rewarded for being here early. So I'm going to pick from everybody that was here prior to 8:15. That's Eastern time. All right, I'm scrolling up. We're doing a random selection. All right, here we go. It's hard because so many of you are doing this at once. And it is Josh Sonkrantz. Josh Sonkrantz, you have won. Congratulations. Let us know that you're still here, and let us know because you have won $32 as a recoup for your entire purchase of the main product, the commercial version of FaceSwap, the software that's not only fun to use and allows you to like open people's eyes and that you could play with all night, but also allows you to make money online. And I'm going to do more of those, plenty more of those. So stick around. I'm going to just keep giving out money. You don't want to leave. All right. Why wouldn't you want to leave? Because I'm going to also show you some more of those cool examples. So I'm up to number 8, and this is an interesting one. I have 10 people that submitted for Father's Day that gave me pictures clear enough to use. I did a very small mailing inviting some folks who were my most customers that have been with me for the entire 2000 teens. I guess they call it 2010s. Anyway, I am going to open up another one that I got from you, and I'll just do a preview on it. And this is James Curry, who's a longtime purchaser of ours and friend. And James, on the left, wanted to kind of have an ethnicity change. So we gave him a real Asian look on the right. There's James on the left and James on the right. That's another dramatic change right there for James. The next one is another Todd Gross one, but this time it merged our faces halfway in between to make it look like somebody totally different. But still a radical change. We have Gregory Lewis. When merged with my face, the glasses maintain themselves. That is Gregory Lewis on the left, and on the right is Gregory Lewis mixed with one of my faces, a recent one, as a matter of fact, from about 2 years ago. And I was wearing glasses in the photograph as well. And, the AI tries to figure out what to do with the glasses, and it does the best it can. Sometimes on the images, it comes out perfectly, sometimes a little off. The videos, it sometimes has a hard time with as you turn your head left and right. The next one is Gary Nye, and I wasn't able to change his face. I was running out of time. So I didn't have time to do the face change. Instead, what I did is for Gary, I changed the background. The original is on the bottom right, and then I put him in front of Peter Beattie's Lamborghini. Peter's a friend of ours, and he's a marketer as well. I think he sold the Lamborghini, but at the time he had it. And we put him right in front of that in the picture on a beach with blue sky in the background, really nice, to just show you how you could, even without green screen, this was not green screen or anything like that. Now, if I wanted to, I could go back in to the software, and if you hang on, I'll show you a demo later where we could do this, where I'll take him and I could swap that background out if I wanted with the cars behind him and put something else in there. Again, he doesn't have to be in front of green screen to do that. So that means that not only can you make face changes, but you could also make background changes, which means you're opening up your assets quite a bit. FaceSwap.live/NOW. Here's everything that you could get today. Let's go over it one more time. not the bonuses. So the basic version of FaceSwap, which is just a few dollars less, is up to 720p resolution. So it's really the commercial version that almost all of you will get, and that we're compensating for you for tonight. If you buy the commercial version and you win because you're getting these questions right, then you will get compensated for that. It comes to $32, only $32. I know webinars usually selling things for $500, but no, we wanted to have fun with you tonight and let you look at the upgrades individually and see what you want to buy. But we have 500 faces to choose from in the commercial version. 500 faces. I mistakenly said 50 earlier. It's 500. 500 faces to choose from that you're swapping in. Okay, you're swapping in. You still are going to need, with the commercial version, to choose a video from somewhere or an image from somewhere. You also get 40 credits plus 10 testing credits per month, which means you can make a bunch of these every month and it doesn't run out. It keeps refreshing. It goes on and on and on forever, or years anyway. Remove the background from any image or video. All right. We showed you how to do that. Really easy, too easy, without green screen. To think that the algorithm is so accurate at that is just great. And you can upload your own face or any face, such as a business owner's face, into a spokesperson that you either get from our bonus collection that we give you, or one that you hire, or from a spokesperson collection that you may have already purchased. Since so many of you, I'd say, how many? Let's see. Put a 1 in the box if you have a collection of spokespersons that you've purchased from me, or from Matt Bush, or from Joshua Zamora, or from anybody, Ray the video guy, anywhere that you may have purchased a collection of spokespeople. Just put a 1 in the box if you have a collection, because if you do, then you need this product. Anybody here that has a collection now, right, and has a few favorites in there and doesn't get this, then you're shortchanging your collection, because you can make each one of those into as many as you'd like with whatever features you like, because they don't all look great, to be quite honest. I'm one to talk. All of them, Joseph has all of them. By the way, I'd say that about a third of you answered that you have it, that you actually have a collection of spokespeople already. So at least a third of the people here right now, or 300 people, should right now make sure that you purchased at least the commercial version of FaceSwap, the very least. That's what's in the commercial version. Now, the pro version, you get unlimited faces. You don't get 500, you get unlimited. Now, why did we say AI faces? All those people that I showed you on the inside there that we're using to swap those faces that you put into them. And let me show you that. Crazy. This is crazy. Unlimited. Face swap. By the way, I really love this. It's so much fun to play with. That's why I sound so passionate. So please forgive me if I'm over the top. Let's do an image face swap. These right here in the database, just, if I click show more, I just got more and more and more and more. And the reason we could do that is, even though these people look absolutely 100% real as anybody else, they're not real people. They're AI created people. So this woman here, not only didn't she exist because we blended her in with Kimberly, but she didn't even exist to begin with as a real person. That's how far we've come on this earth to be able to do technology like that. Because this woman looks absolutely 100% real. And that's the swapped version. She looked like that, of course, when I picked whichever one of these I picked to look like that. So you get unlimited there. All right. Oh, some people are guessing before I ask a question. I should give you, oh yeah, my goodness. Some people guessed the right answer, something I haven't asked yet. I'm gonna write down your names. So 2 more of you have won. I didn't answer the question yet. I didn't ask it. I just want to make sure I get your names down. You don't want to go anywhere. You want to know if you won. Oh, this is great. Okay. That's too funny. Anyway, I was showing you that you have unlimited number of these in that particular version, or here, these people, right? Unlimited. That's the database. And then you could upload 2 in the commercial, but you could upload as many as you want. Like here I have Einstein, and again, you have to check, make sure you have permission to use these things. In this case, I was lightly swapping them into the faces or blending, and I didn't think too much about it because I'm just showing to you on a webinar, not sticking on a web page. But like, I wouldn't just go grab Katy Perry and put her on a web page and say, hey, look, there's Katy Perry. I mean, that's just not kosher. You get in big trouble for that. So be really careful with what you're doing with that stuff. Okay. I'm going to get to the winners of the question I didn't ask in just a moment. FaceSwap Enterprise, up to 3-minute long videos, not 30 seconds. Render in 1080p, up to 1080p videos. Full HD quality though, if your original is full HD quality. You can, and you know what? We're increasing the quality as it is of the face to beyond what you already put in there, because that's part of the AI. Because the images we're putting in there are very high quality. Face swap multiple faces in a single image or video. I showed you that earlier. You can have somebody with 2 people there. You get priority rendering status and no media auto removal. That means that after time, your stuff that you upload to our server, it's not refreshed. 24/7 technical support. That's pretty cool. I'm going to give you this is really going to be fun. I'm going to give, I think we should do, all right, so I'm going to give you the answer. This is kind of like Jeopardy. 2 people got the right answer before I asked the question. All right. I'm going to give the answers. I'm going to give the winners. And then I'm going to let you guess the question. And those that get the question right, that sounds really confusing, I know. Let me just tell you that the winners are Steve McCown. Steve McCown. Steve, you won. You have the right answer to the question. And Robert Frost, you won. You have the right answer to the question that I haven't asked yet. I will give you the answer that Robert Frost gave to me. And we'll get a 3rd winner out of my next question. Robert Frost wins because he answered meatloaf. Robert Frost is the winner because he answered meatloaf. What is the question? Not the answer. What is the question that Steve McCown, a related question that Steve McCown answered? What was the question that you think he answered? Is that too confusing? Just type in the chat box what you think my question would have been that Steve McCown came up and gave the right answer to. Oh, yes, that is. No, that's not. Oh, some of you are coming up with some great stuff. What was the question? You're so close. No, it's the question that Steve McCown answered. Some of you are answering what I asked Robert Frost. Robert Frost answered meatloaf. What did Steve McCown answer that's related? It is confusing. You got to win this thing. You got to think about this. You got to think about this. No, San, you're not. The specific question that Steve McCown, what do you think he may have answered? And then what would my question have been? Yeah, it's similar to that. It's similar to that. It's not what's my favorite dinner. Yeah. That's close enough, Jeff. Yes, absolutely. The question was, what is the Meatloaf song, or what was the song that I was singing before? What is the song? The answer is Jeff Whitefield. And Steve McCown wins the answer. Bat Out of Hell was the answer to that question. What is the song that I was singing when I said, stop right there? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? So far we have 3 winners, but there was an announcer, an actual sports announcer. There was in that song. And what he does is, as Meatloaf makes the move on his girl in the car, actually, it's Dashboard by the Bat Out of Hell may have been the album, but the right answer would have been Paradise by what? Next answer, what's the right name of that song? Yeah. Jen Marketing, you win. Paradise by the Dashboard Light is the real name of that song, but I gave it to you for Bat Out of Hell. That may have been the album. So again, we have 3 winners. We have 4 winners now. Now we have Jen Marketing also gets compensated $32 for your purchase of the base product. But there's one last question involved to this whole soliloquy of mine. No, that's not my vocab. No, my staff is saying stop using big words. That's not a big word. Soliloquy that I'm giving you right now included that there's a sports announcer that I mentioned who is part of that song, and he counts down, or he gives the way to home base as Meatloaf is making moves on his woman. What's the name of that famous Yankees sports announcer? You got it right, Teresa Ivers. Teresa Ivers, you're also a winner for getting that right. It was Phil Rizzuto, who to me was the greatest sports announcer of all time. Phil Rizzuto, the right answer. You also win. We've given out way more than the 10. I have to slow up. But we'll have at least one more coming up later in the webinar. Make sure you go and purchase, and I will show you that link again in just a moment after I tell you about the Agency Unlimited offer. Agency Unlimited is what you guys have asked us for. It's 5 sub-user accounts that you can sell or use. But not only do you get the commercial version with that, but you get unlimited credits, both for yourself and your sub-users. And I explained that pretty well in the video in upgrade number 3. Upgrade number 4, we'll finish the webinar tonight off on that. If you're confused about it, is a Human Synthesis Studio, that incredible product. I spoke to somebody, a marketer today, a famous marketer from Australia, Luke McGuire. He's talking to me about this. He says, that went like super viral. I said, well, it's a great product. You could put Humitar and with these great voices in front of anything. You could input any video, any background, and then put this human in front of it, and it will talk when you type. So he was excited about that. Yeah, Leon, Howard Cosell is really good. I mean, but he's like a peculiarity. Phil Rizzuto just, he wasn't quite as eccentric as Howard Cosell. He was more, holy cow, I think he's gonna make it. Stop right there. That's how the song goes. Derek, he said my name. Am I talking too much? Derek is on every one of our webinars. I'm so proud of you. Why is Agency Unlimited costly? The agency is always costly because you're selling the accounts. It's not costly. You could sell just one of those to somebody else, and it will cost a lot of money that you're going to be charging. So you actually make up on your first sale. Okay, so I'm going to answer some more questions in the chat. Luann, I know you're having difficulty seeing it, but if you could just hang out and answer any questions that you're able to. And the rest of the team, if you are in the chat and able to answer questions there as well, we'll do that. I'm going to turn my microphone off now, though, just because I'm losing my voice and I have to be on that webinar, of course, for you guys at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll see you there. Thanks again. I hope you had fun and enjoy FaceSwap. It's really excellent software. Absolutely.